Sing it like Hugh Jackman.
Fantastic Four.
We will have to maybe lower the volume a tad on that one in the editing.
What's good, everybody?
Hey, everybody.
Welcome back to another edition of Ringside. I'm John.
I'm Kendra.
And listen, we have a jam-packed episode. First of all, before we get any further, you'll notice there's a big tonal shift happening right now.
The vibes are different.
Kendra's rocking her stunner shades right now. I sound like stuffy. Hey, guess what? It's summer cold season, baby.
Yeah.
One of us got sick and then got the other one sick.
I still maintain that Bustelo got you sick and Keo sick, and then everyone got me sick.
It's a cat scratch summer. Cat scratch fever.
Yeah, it's not like anything super major. It's just a cold. It's a
nasty.
It's taking its time. Yeah, to like release us.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute. That's why we didn't have an episode last week, because when we were gonna record, I had no voice. I was also in the middle of a gig.
Oh yeah, that was a fun twist.
Yeah, I halfway through the weekend of this gig, I got sick. Had to cut a bunch of songs that I had to sing. So it's fine. It's the name of the game. Worked with some amazing people that worked on the fly, and they still made me look good, made me sound good. But that's why we're like, we're not recording, and then we're both still kind of sounding like shit. But we're like, we got to put something out,
especially after the week of shows. Well, the week of film releases that we've gotten.
Yeah,
like we can't not talk about it. But eye makeup won't stay on my eyes; they are wet. So I apologize. So last time I was wearing shades is because I fell down the stairs and I cried. So I laughed so hard I cried.
Yeah,
and I had to put on those shades. This time, different reason, but that is why I apologize if this is standoffish, but
it's all right.
You don't want to know what's going on back here.
I'm used to it. So, but we want to go ahead and get to talking about two of the big summer releases. Just a quick mention of WWE. Lots happened in the last couple of weeks. First and foremost, obviously we all know Hulk Hogan has died at age 71. A very complicated memory that man leaves behind. So however you're dealing with that is the correct way to deal with that. And I think that's about all.
Yeah, we don't need to say
I think everything else that people have wanted to say has been said. So we'll just leave it at that. WWE Evolution, a few weeks back, we had a major weekend in Atlanta. We watched it at home, but Evolution, it was our first time watching an Evolution. It's the only second time they've ever done it.
Yeah.
It was incredible. It had one of the greatest women's matches, one of the greatest matches of the year, but also just one of the greatest matches I've ever seen, with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, with an amazing cash in from Naomi. It was all in all a really incredible event. I hope we don't do them every 7 years.
Yeah.
Would like to see it every year, but even every 2 to 3 years, I think would be a good, just let's remind everybody what we got going on over here.
Yeah, I agree. And we said it before Evolution happened. Evolution felt kind of hasty or
slapdash a little bit.
And I said, if there's any group of people who can pull together an amazing show out of like
a fucking prayer.
Yeah, just like a what do they say? A lot of people criticize Triple H specifically, but the WWE for treating the women's division as like what is the term, like a second thought?
Like an afterthought.
An afterthought. Thank you. They treat the women's division as an afterthought, and the women truly took their afterthought programming and turned it into one of my favorite PLEs that we've had so far this year. And I think it's just a testament to how hard they work, how much harder they have to work.
Right.
And just what a phenomenal show that they can put on. And Triple H said, like true equality would be, we wouldn't have to have women specific PLEs. And my thought on that is then put women's matches in your PLEs.
Right.
You're the one that's making the rules. So like, if you want to do half and half, I mean.
But also my thing is, that would be true equality, right?
I know. Why is he telling me? You're the one billing him.
My thing is, it's not even a matter of equality. It's a matter of how undermined women's wrestling has been historically. And it's not using it as a way to be like, oh, we can do. It's a way to celebrate and honor like how far we've come and acknowledging how far you can go, which is the main idea of Evolution when they did it the first time, from what I gather. But, I think Stephanie had a real heavy hand in the first Evolution. I don't know how heavy her hand was in this one. So, hey, maybe there's another thing to fix, right? Put some more women in charge behind the scenes. Anyway, but yeah, it was a great show. And I will say, the Raw following Evolution, the entire first half of the show was all women's matches, continuing to crush it. So like, hey, let's maybe put our money where our mouth is and give them more shine on the main roster shows in the PLEs. Let's call it a day.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a great show. And immediately after, the build for SummerSlam begins. And I've enjoyed this build for SummerSlam. I think it's shaping up to be a really fun show. I mean, it makes sense since it's the first ever 2-day or 2-night SummerSlam.
Yeah, they have to do it big and thorough.
They got to go big with it. So I'm looking forward to it. And hey, for those of you who don't know, SummerSlam, this isn't a sponsor ad or anything like that.
I wish it was.
I mean, listen, if y'all want to throw a little ding-a-dong ding-ding old crackhead boo-boos way.
Okay. All right.
But they are showing SummerSlam in select Regal theaters. It's a partnership with Fandango and Regal. So you can watch SummerSlam on the big screen. They have, you can go like, I think they have like packages you can buy, or you can just go.
Packages for both nights, or
right,
you can just go to one day, which this is something that we've been saying for years would be such a great idea as a way to get people together and experiencing almost like a live event,
right,
with people. But even though you're like, I'm not in New Jersey, so I can't go see it in person. So I think this is a very good move. I
remember in the time that we've started watching, they've done this one other time. I want to say it was WrestleMania 38, and then they never did it again. So like, I hope that people go to see this and experience this way, because I think it's an awesome idea to utilize the communal experience of a movie theater.
Yeah.
But then also you get to watch wrestling on a giant silver screen.
Because here they are. Yeah.
Heartbreak feels good in a place like this.
And it's also cool because for a lot of people, like, you can't afford, especially nowadays, the ticket prices for any kind of live event, televised or otherwise, especially a PLE, astronomical.
Yeah.
So for a lot of people, this might be their like first or only chance to experience wrestling communally. And it's cool. We'll get to like dress up, you can bring your belt,
and I might.
And you need to, because you need to get your money's worth out of that thing. We got to take it to every possible wrestling event that we can take it to. So very excited for that. We're gonna go see it live near us.
Well, and we're only gonna go to one night, because I mean, hey, listen, we're not Mr. Fat Stacks over here,
And also we have that after SummerSlam, that will be 3 consecutive weekends where we went to the movie theater,
which I love. Don't get me wrong.
I love. And like, when was the last time that's happened?
Right.
For me, 2011 probably. I was in high school probably. That's crazy.
Right.
And expensive.
Right. So we'll let you know how that is, and I hope more and more people go to experience that way. That way they can keep doing things like this. I would love to see a WrestleMania on the big screen. Anyway.
Speaking of the big screen,
we're here to talk about 2 movies, the big summer combo that we've been looking forward to. Should we go in the order that we saw them, or should we go more recent and then?
No, let's do release order.
Okay, cool. So the first movie we're going to be talking about, we've been looking forward to it pretty much since they announced it. The official launch of the DCU on the big screen, James Gunn's Superman. Woo! Yeah, this movie was announced shortly after James Gunn was announced as co-CEO of the new DC studios after the failed experiment of the DCEU. We have a whole new cinematic universe we're going into, and that starts right here with Superman. Kendra, just general overview thoughts.
Well, yes. Like John said, we were very excited for this. I'm the type of pessimist where I'm like, I shouldn't get my hopes up too high because most likely I will be disappointed. That's what happens for most things in life. However, Superman was so good. I've been thinking about it nonstop since we saw it. It was just so bright and hopeful, and it was so James Gunn.
Yeah.
Which some people love that, some people don't, whatever. I think it was exactly the type of refresh that DC needed, and it went beyond my expectations of it. Because above everything else, it was fun and hopeful. And I'm not a big DC aficionado. I've seen technically all of those DC movies. I've seen the Superman movies and junk. Couldn't tell you what the fuck happened in any of them. But I don't know. There's something about me that appreciates this type of take on it more than like the dark, gritty stuff that I feel like we kind of got too much of with DC towards the end there. But yeah, overall, Superman was great. And I'm so excited. I like 10 years ago, it'd be crazy to say this. I'm so excited to see what else is coming from DC. I almost am more excited for the DC projects than I am the Marvel projects, which is, again, a crazy thing to say.
Well, I mean, it's interesting how they have their back and forth right now. Over the last 10, 15 years, it was a pretty uneven competition there, right? The DCEU. And hey, listen, if you're a fan of the DCEU, you are made of stone. You have like...
Yeah, and that's not to say that...
Yeah.
That's not to say that there weren't projects and moments in projects that I didn't enjoy. Yeah. I really liked Wonder Woman. The first one. And
the first Shazam.
Yeah. There were bits and pieces of
Blue Beetle. Like, yeah, there's...
It's just like, it was much more diamond in the rough vibes.
Right. But, you know, before the days of like the MCU, like a lot of those Marvel branded properties were also hit or miss. I mean, for every Blade you get a Blade Trinity, or for every Spider-Man 1 and 2, you get Spider-Man 3.
So is Blade Trinity the bad one?
Yeah.
Okay. I've never seen the Blades.
That's the one where he like refused to open his eyes for a scene, so they had to CGI his eyes open.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. And CGI wasn't where it should have been, I assume, for that. Did it
look
good?
It was no.
Why did he refuse to open his eyes?
This is around Wesley Snipes' problematic era. He was just a big diva.
He was like, I just don't feel like it.
Pretty
it's too
much
bright out.
Yeah.
I stay with my sunglasses.
I think he had stuff going on, so like I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't want to judge the man too hard.
Fair enough.
He came back as Blade for Deadpool and Wolverine, and I was happy with that. So, no, I completely agree. But sorry, before I say my thoughts, it's just interesting that like for a while DC was crushing it with, you know, like their Batman movies and hell, even Man of Steel. I like Man of Steel. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. I'm not a big Zack Snyder fan. I do like that movie. I think that's more of a graphic novel in film form, like just like it really works on its own. I don't think it works well as the start of a cinematic universe, but that's another video for another time.
That's a good way to put it, graphic novel and film.
Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about that one since we saw Superman, because I mean, people are constantly comparing the two, and you really can't. They're two totally different movies. But that's, again, I don't like Batman vs Superman. I don't like Justice League. I was not a fan of the Snyderverse, but Man of Steel I do very much enjoy as a movie on its own. But with Superman, I agree with everything you said. I mean, it captured what the trailer captured. Just that sense of hope and humanity. I mean, the same way the trailer made me cry, I was crying in the first 5 minutes of Superman. Yeah. And I know that may make me sound, however, I don't care, because, well, first I wasn't anticipating how much hearing the score was going to affect me. I'm a big music guy over here, so that was really cool and powerful. But yeah, just setting this, really leaning into the humanity, and that this is a person who, this is a Superman that wants and yearns for that humanity, not someone who's struggling with being a god, you know? Just a relatable Superman. So but it was fun. Like you said, it was bright. I don't mind the James Gunnisms that are in the movie.
I like them.
I was gonna say I'm a fan because it's, I don't know, it's just like a little signature.
Card. Yeah.
Like a signature thing. So like, it's cool that we got a cool little fight sequence with a needle drop, song in the middle of it. Mm-hmm. That's fine. I like that. I like seeing all of his buds in there. I only wish one day either I become the type of artist that can employ my friends all the time, or I have a friend who wants to employ me all the time. So like, that was all really cool. But yeah, just setting up this massive world. One thing I was worried about, and maybe it bothered other people, but just setting up this massive world where like it's lived in and all these other types of characters exist. It's not just like we're setting up, we need movie after movie after movie to establish that like the Green Lantern exists, right? Mm-hmm. We can use an unconventional Green Lantern to establish that, yes, the core is real. We're going to see more of them. That's cool. Yeah, it felt like he played with all the toys just the right amount and in just the right way to really make this feel like, okay, there's a lot more that's going to happen. Mm-hmm. And yeah, just the story of this particular movie, it's what I feel like we needed. And I feel like a lot of people say that, but I mean, there's no joke, or there's no, what's the word I'm looking for? Denying, excuse me, that like we live in a very polarizing time, and there's a lot of big money that controls everything in this particular country. So seeing that portrayed firsthand was also really crazy. I think even then, even you have the biggest fucking villain fuckboy like Lex Luthor, and for Superman to be the type of person to still find the humanity in him, looking for the goodness in everybody, like that was just so cool to see, and not just worrying about a big fight sequence, mm-hmm. Like really letting that personality shine through. Yeah.
And anyway, like you mentioned earlier, and I think it's important to note, especially for when we talk about Fantastic Four. Fanforstic was the other one. You mentioned how James Gunn, we saw it with Guardians too. Mm-hmm. He has this knack, like he's so good at world building, like world establishing in a way where it feels lived in. It feels like we're being, what is it called? Shown, not told.
Yeah.
And he's so good at that. And we can jump right into a year 3 Superman, to this fucking whole group of super people. We can jump into Lex Luthor being like a supreme hater. And it all makes sense, and you're not lost, and it doesn't feel like you're being expositioned to death.
Right.
Like, he's just so good at it. That's why I think so much of the projects that we now associate with James Gunn, especially in the superhero realm sphere, sector. I think I think that's why he's so successful and why he was like the exact perfect person to help DC moving forward. And yeah, that's why I have so much trust in James Gunn.
Right.
After Guardians, because I think that was like the first James Gunn thing that no, it's not, but it's the first James Gunn thing that I'm like, I knew to be James Gunn.
I was gonna say you can't deny the profound effect Scooby-Doo had on your life.
Scooby-Doo changed me as a person. Yes, you're correct. But back then I was a kid. I didn't know what a fucking director even was.
Or a screenwriter, yeah.
I said they just put a camera on Scoob and the gang and
they followed him around.
This is a documentary. Exactly. But like since then, like when I heard he was doing the Suicide Squad, I was like, that stinker, like we already got that and it sucked ass.
And then you're like, holy shit, this is a banger.
So when I heard that he was going to be the one to start the Kevin Feige of of DC, I was like, okay, I feel confident.
Right.
That's why I was so excited for Superman, because I feel confident in James Gunn and I love the James Gunn isms so much.
I think what he brings to Superman is this movie is so much fun throughout the movie. That's what I think is most impressive, is that it didn't, at least for me, it didn't feel like we got bogged down at any point. Like it felt very fun, like from beginning to end.
And we covered some serious shit.
And we do cover some serious shit, but he has a way just as a writer, and this is, I think, helps the humanity part of it. Like even in real life, when you're going through like some serious shit, there are still moments of laughter and fun and joy in those things, right? Yeah. Thinking history books 30, 40 years from now are gonna look at this period in time and be like, damn, they had a lot of fucking problems back then. if we have textbooks at that point.
But also, like, if you go on TikTok, it's all fun and well, not all fun and games, but there's still fun and games to be had.
Whereas, hang on, I was going somewhere with this.
Oh, sorry.
It was so much fun throughout. Oh, and I think that's necessary because for the last 10, 15 years, there's been this weird obsession with an evil Superman. And I say that with like, I think to me, I know there are things that predate this, that go this route, but like, just go with me here. I think it really starts in the pop culture as we know it today, with the first Injustice game, game which I really love. I like the story of that, but again, it's like, it's good as a one-off where, you know, Superman turns evil and he creates like a one world government and he's like king of the earth basically. And all the other heroes, well, a bunch of other heroes have to like work in the shadows to try and overthrow him, because again, he's fucking Superman. Like, what are you gonna do to stop him?
It's like that other fuck, a patriotic guy.
Well, I was gonna say, then you have things like The Boys, which I mean obviously does predate, the comic predates Injustice, but like especially how they show him today, it's another take on an evil Superman. Invincible kind of got an evil Superman in there, right? Hell, I mean, even the Snyderverse was headed in the route of an evil Superman. Like, that's that big dream sequence they showed. Evil Superman. So like there's this obsession with that of like, and that's where I think where a lot of the hyper masculinity people that are kind of review bombing and criticizing the movie with context that are based outside of the movie is just this hyper masculinity. And I love that James Gunn actively fights against that and keeps so much of it light. Like, he has a sense of humor. As much as I love Henry Cavill as an actor, as much as I loved him in Man of Steel, that man's not cracking any jokes at any point. And not that you need to do that.
Right.
But again, different movie. But like, it makes him feel so much more like he's able to hold a relationship with a friend, or in this movie, David Corenswet, who's an incredible Clark and Superman.
Yeah.
His relationship with Lois, played by Rachel Brosnahan, is one of the like highlights of the movie. They work so well together.
Mm-hmm.
I get all actor nerd when I watch a lot of things because obviously the 12-minute interview scene in this movie, it's like watching a scene from a play.
Yeah.
Just two actors doing their fucking thing, and it's, I don't know, in a big superhero movie, like we don't get those moments.
Yeah.
So anyway, highlighting the fun and highlighting just the human interactions are some of the big wins for me. And it has a bunch of characters in here that you end up really, really, really loving. Jimmy Olsen, my dude.
Jimmy Olsen. That's so fun. I love that. I love that he's like this ladies' man and people like don't know why.
A reluctant ladies' man.
And it's like so like I don't get it and I get it at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What were they called? The Justice Gang?
The Justice Gang. I have some beef with the Justice Gang.
Uh-oh.
Because, listen, my name is not uncommon, but have you ever heard anyone ever say my name in a superhero movie ever? No. Hawkgirl's name is Kendra. And no one said it, not a once. What a missed opportunity. James Gunn, in whatever next project we see Hawkgirl, please have someone use her government name.
And James Gunn, I'm going to say it right here. If you need a couple of, for any reason, if you have any like characters you need to show, like doing a podcast interview with Superman or Hawkgirl or something, like you can cast us. We're available.
I don't want to be in it.
You can cast me.
Cast him alone.
But I don't want to be like a podcaster bro. I will be a podcast bro if I need to on film.
Let's be honest. If they ask you to do anything, you're going to do it.
Yeah. I mean,
and it doesn't matter because they're not going to ask. Sorry.
You don't know that. Why would you say that?
Oh, sorry.
You don't know that.
I guess I don't know that.
That's that pessimism you were talking about.
It is my pessimism.
You learn nothing from Superman.
I just feel like there might be some other more popular people.
Like who?
Popular.
Like who?
Who's more popular than us in the podcasting space?
Who?
Almost everyone.
Yeah, fair enough. But all that to say, my favorite part of the movie. Crypto the super dog.
Yeah. I mean, I think anyone could have seen that one coming.
Crypto the fucking super dog.
I really like what they did with Crypto. I don't know DC like that. So I just thought that this was Superman's dog. No, not quite. Superman's dog sitting. And I'm like, no wonder he's like kind of mean to Crypto. Well, not mean, but like.
It changes. I mean, I think for this movie, I think in the past it has just been Superman's dog. But for this,
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Crypto is such a good boy. So cute.
So cute. I know some people got annoyed by the dog, and I'm like, you are a monster. How can you get annoyed? This adorable dog.
Was he badly behaving? Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Have none of you ever had a poorly trained dog?
Hey, those are all my family's dogs.
Yeah, Tilly.
Love them to death. Don't get me wrong.
My parents' little puppy, Tilly.
Like, yeah, that truly, like the entire time watching, I'm like, damn. Tilly does that. Tilly, it
kind of looked like Tilly too.
Kind of a little bit.
And Damien too. Oh, that
God.
came out of nowhere. Oh wow, something possessed me. Speaking of musical theater, David Corenswet is a musical theater guy, and on the Brittany Broski, what is it called? Her interview show. I can't remember what it's called. It's medieval.
She's doing fine. It's okay.
Yeah. But he mentioned fucking Smash of all things, which is crazy because 3 people watched that and you're one of them. And David Corenswet's the other. And maybe Brittany Broski's the third.
Fuck you, first of all. Not even just that. He talked about Smash because he mentioned going to see Death Becomes Her and then brought up Megan Hilty by name.
Yeah. You have to be deep in it.
You got to be a Broadway
fan.
Broadway nerd to be like, oh, I love Megan Hilty.
Specifically,
she was on Smash,
and I can name 2 of her projects. I'm agreeing with you.
You're getting real. You're getting real condescending.
No, I'm agreeing with you. You have to be a Broadway nerd. Well, I won't say nerd. You'll have to be at least more than a common enthusiast to know who Megan Hilty is, know her name, and know 2 of her projects.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Go ask any Tom, Dick, or Harry off the fucking street.
Any common bitch.
Any common bitch off the street, they're not going to know.
And then not specifically, in addition to that, it's also the biggest Star Wars nerd I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah. So I think it's only a matter of, speaking of musical theater, before we get David Cornsweet in something Star Wars. He mentioned that he wants to be a pilot because he's also very interested in aviation, which is like, does he know what he looks like to be interested in all these things?
What does he look like?
A very hot man who doesn't have to be interested in anything. And we'd all be like, yeah.
I think he shaved his head to try and like counteract some of the hotness. It
didn't work. Although I did love his curls. And that's another thing. I love a naturally curly Clark Kent. I loved everything about him as Clark Kent. He just has this, like, I don't know, it's something with his eyes that are almost like not puppy dog, but almost innocent. And I also really loved that I didn't even realize until after the fact that he was never shirtless. Like, there was never any gratuitous nudity. Yeah. Which I didn't even realize was like so common and normal in a superhero movie. Because there's always like that Marvel shot of them being like fucking ripped because they spent 8 months getting into this crazy shape, so they have to show it off once or twice.
And they dehydrate for like a full 48 hours or some shit right before they film it.
Yeah.
So that you see every vein.
And it's like, I think a lot of people will think like, oh, that's for the girls watching.
Right.
That's not for us, baby. That's for the guys. That's the male gaze.
You guys ever been to a gym? No one comments on men's bodies more than other men.
Men love straight men love another straight man's body.
And they look, that's okay.
That's fine.
That's fine.
But like, don't try to pin that on me.
Right.
Because I didn't even notice that we didn't have that. And I'm just saying that to say that I appreciate that. I appreciate how absolutely integral Lois Lane was to every aspect of the movie and the resolution of the conflict. Like, she was so important the whole time. Like, I don't know, it's crazy. She wasn't just a love interest. She was like so much more. If anything, Superman was her love interest.
And I feel like that's what we've seen a lot with kind of the evolution of the Lois Lane character over the years, because she's always been like a reporter, but really removing her from the damsel in distress sort of thing. But going back to the Justice Gang a little bit, this is where we really get to see these other types of heroes that live in this world really showcased, and we get some cool characters. Obviously, we get Hawkgirl, played by Isabella Merced.
What's the character's name?
Kendra.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Who, a little bit of a darker character. I'm excited to learn more. The more I hear about this character and this version of the character, I'm excited to see whenever her own project shows up, or when I think she's popping up in Peacemaker next. Yeah. Just to see how they're gonna handle the weight of this character.
We're getting Hawkgirl,
fucking Guy Gardner,
and Maxwell Lord.
Oh,
in Peacemaker.
Very cool.
Because they were in the
in the trailer.
Speaking of, a new trailer came out for Peacemaker yesterday.
I know, haven't watched it yet.
We have to watch it.
But Mr. Terrific, scene stealing character in the movie. Just listen, and this is spoilers, obviously. I mean, movie's been out for a few weeks.
I was gonna say we didn't do a spoiler warning beforehand.
We don't need to. Okay. I don't think we need to. I'll put it in the title.
Yeah.
Spoiler reviews. But anyway, this is spoiler or a non-spoiler. Doesn't die in the movie. I was worried he was gonna fucking die in the movie.
And you know what? That would have been extra fucked.
Right. I agree.
So
I agree.
and I think because he died so early in X-Men,
Yeah.
they weren't going to do that again.
Yeah. So, but he was just terrific.
Oh my God. Oh God. But I agree.
He was awesome in the movie.
And he was the one, again, this is something that like I shouldn't doubt James Gunn's ability to pull a character I've never heard of from between his ass cheeks
and make him so
and
cool.
make him one of my favorite characters in the entire movie. Mr. Terrific was so cool. I love the guy who played him. Can't remember his name, but he was in Twilight. And yeah, I know Isabella Marcet is like,
she's on fire right now.
She's fantastic. Everything I see her in, she's fantastic in it. I love Nathan Fillion. We all know that. But yeah, Mr. Terrific was kind of like that one character where I'm like, I have no clue anything about your power set. I've never heard of you before in my life. So I guess we'll just see how it goes. And he ended up being one of my favorite characters.
Edie Gathegi?
Okay.
Edie? I think Edie. But yes, he was fantastic in the movie. I would be remiss if I didn't mention Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, as the Green Lantern.
That was fun.
What a guy. A little bit of a he's a Guy Gardner. Little bit of a, what is that, Dr. Horrible's reference in there that I don't think a lot of people caught. You clocked it right away.
Listen, I fully expected to see on freaking New Rock Stars them mentioning him conjuring
talking about
conjuring a big hammer. That is so Dr. Horrible sing-along blog. He was Captain Hammer, for those who don't know. Never, I don't think we ever once see him with a hammer.
Yeah.
Does he ever have a hammer in Dr. Horrible's?
He has it on his
he has
emblem.
it on his shirt.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was so obviously, and no one picked it up because how many people are thinking about
Right.
Captain Hammer?
Anyway, just to wrap all this up, absolutely love the movie. So much to love about the movie. We don't have to wait long for the next installment of the DCU. We have Peacemaker coming out in August.
Peacemaker was in
Superman.
He made a cameo.
And then next year, in about a year exactly, we have Supergirl, who also cameoed in this film. So very excited. Loved this direction, and I love that every DC film, for the most part, I think they're really going to be tonally different. I mean, we're going to get some PG-13s, we're going to get some rated Rs. So like, I think this is the right direction for them to go in. Anyway, so moving on to what we just saw over the weekend, and again, this is full spoilers, so if you haven't watched the movie, maybe don't listen just yet. Pause it, go watch it, come back. We saw Fantastic Four, babies.
Yes, Fantastic Four, which is another one that we've been anxiously...
the Fantastic Four First Steps.
Yes. We have anxiously been waiting for since it was announced many, many moons ago.
Yes. But it's here, and we're going to talk about it.
I herald the beginning of this segment. I herald the end of the Superman segment. I herald Fantastic Four First Steps.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Jesus.
Why would I say that?
Anyway, yeah, just some overall thoughts. I really like this movie.
Shocking, John.
No. I really liked it.
Not really.
Not really. It doesn't go that far just yet.
And you know what? And I think I have to agree with you, especially...
Shocker, John. Fuck you. Fuck you, bro. Sorry.
I also think, okay. If Fantastic Four had come out before Superman, would my opinion of it be different?
That is very possible.
I think it is very possible. Superman was so good and was a week before, right?
2 weeks.
2 weeks? I thought it was a week.
You're just crazy.
I lost a bunch of time because I was sick because someone got me sick, and it wasn't my fault. It was your fault.
I don't know who did that.
Yeah. I will say I never watched any of the other Fantastic Four movies. No.
I don't think you need to.
You could say that that makes me unprepared and like I don't have the prior knowledge necessary to fully and accurately critique this iteration of it. Or you could say that that means I'm coming in with a very fresh perspective because I don't know anything that's come before. I'll let you make that determination. I said for Superman that James Gunn has a knack for dropping you into a world that's been established outside of what we have viewed.
Right.
Something that feels lived in that we've never seen before. I think Fantastic Four struggled a little bit because I still think that it was a really good movie. A solid movie. I think it's something that Marvel needed to do well, and they did it well. But I felt like we jumped into this like year 2 Fantastic Four, and I found myself missing. I wish we had more establishing sets, or not sets.
Like set pieces, like action set pieces.
Yeah. Set pieces. We have this montage of basically them like
they give us the origin.
They give us the origin in a short montage, including like their first few battles, like notable battles. I almost wish that one of those notable battles we jumped in to that.
Right.
Instead of jumping in to Sue finding out she was pregnant.
Right.
I just wish we had a little bit more time before that, because Sue finding out that she's pregnant is the catalyst for everything, like the entire main story.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I wish we had a little bit more establishing stuff before we got to that point.
Yeah, I think I agree. So when I walked out of the theater, this is what I'm going to use your word. It's not that I necessarily had this strong feeling toward it, but I was struggling with trying to understand how I could love so much about the movie, but still feel like something was missing.
Right.
Like, because I really like this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I would say that I love it, but I do really enjoy it. And there's a lot to love about this movie. The cast is phenomenal.
Yes.
And they work off of each other so well. Like you feel the family dynamic. Like,
and I do think without the chemistry from the cast, and not just Vanessa and Pedro Pascal, the chemistry of all 4 of them together.
Yes.
Without that, I think I don't feel like they were established as like a family unit well before we jumped in.
Right.
That would have been way worse.
Right.
I think they relied on that chemistry to jump forward.
Right. So the cast is phenomenal. This has one of my favorite movie scores of the year, but also just any Marvel property in general. This score, like I can't get over how much I love it. I love the Fantastic Four theme, but just how they really utilize it's very Disney. It's very Tomorrowland,
mm-hmm.
like retro futurism, even in the music. It's so cool. It's epic. It's whimsical. I love it. Aesthetically, Matt Shakman has just captured such this cool universe that's, again, really leaning into the retro futurism of it all. And the special effects. I thought all the special effects, to me, looked awesome. I thought the way that their powers worked were captured really well and were done really well. So again, all these things to love about the movie. I think they jumped right into that main catalyst of the movie, which is Sue is pregnant. They have this child. This child's important. They run with that, and it's go, go, go. Mm-hmm. And the movie is one of the shortest in the Marvel movies in the last few years. Now, far be it from me to ever suggest this. I think the movie, had they given themselves an extra 15, 20 minutes to establish some more, either another action set piece or a little bit more story, just establishing this family together, mm-hmm. I think could have benefited the movie in a major, major way. I think I think the way I described it to a buddy of mine, I think they trimmed off a little too much of the meat when they were trimming off the fat of this movie. I mean, there's the John Malkovich character, which is completely cut from the movie. And we see a little bit of what they had filmed for that big action sequence. But yeah, and I think maybe seeing more of their powers in action, seeing them work as a unit more, could have pushed it to the next level. But because listen, the stakes in this movie are very, very high.
I was stressed for a lot of this film.
Very stressful. I think, what'd you call it? You called it Fantastic Four, the trolley paradox.
yeah, that's exactly what it is.
And that's kind of what the movie is. But again, we don't see superheroes put in that position a lot. So it's cool to see it. And the entire time, these characters, while a loving family to one another, they're each flawed, especially Reed Richards. So the resolution of this movie, I still feel like is an important piece of the puzzle going forward, because somewhere he fucked someone else over.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I was telling John, I was like, they flushed Galactus down the toilet, and he ended up in someone else's fucking sewer, and they're just like, oh, thank God that's not us anymore.
Right. That's someone else's problem.
Someone else's problem. And whose problem will it be? Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. Maybe we won't. But
yeah, I just feel like because we had the benefit of not being in the sacred timeline universe 626.
Yeah.
616, 616, 626 is Stitch.
Jonathan, when I was in the theater, I was like, okay, because we're in
616.
What was Fantastic Four in?
828.
828. And in my head, I'm like trying to remember what we were on, because I couldn't remember if it was like 109999 or whatever.
Well, that's maybe 616 is okay, I'm gonna sound like a fucking nerd. 616 is technically the comic book universe,
right? So
the MCU universe being 616 is technically not correct.
It's the 10999.
But the Spider-Verse movies, they placed us in that universe.
Yeah,
we're led to believe. So it just depends on. But as far as the MCU canon, they did place us in 616.
Okay.
So for purposes of this, we have to say 616. Although, in like, it's actually 616 is comics, but whatever, it's fine.
Well, I was trying to think of which one it was, and in my head was also 626, and I was like, I think that's just Stitch. Like, I don't think they made it. Maybe they did it on purpose. They love Stitch. I mean, who doesn't? He's all the fuck over everything else all
Earth
the time.
626, all of them are Stitch. Stitch Spider-Man, Spider Stitch, Iron Stitch,
Stitcherman,
Stitch Thanos. Anyway,
we can't be giving Disney any more ideas. They already put Stitch in fucking.
Oh, they've already done it. Are you kidding me?
They've already done it.
So all that to say,
it felt very freeing not being in the fucking.
But that's why I think we could have spent a little bit more time on something else in there, because we didn't have to worry about anything else.
Yeah.
So anyway, I agree that's the one thing that kept it from being like
an A+.
An A+. Which, I mean, that said, this is still a really good movie. It is still a very fun time. It feels like a summer Marvel movie, which is, it feels a lot like, and depending on who you are, this could be very high praise. This feels a lot like a Phase 1 movie, and I mean that in the best way possible. Just like this new exciting world, these complex characters, and just high stakes through it all. And I think that's a really sweet spot for Marvel to be in, because we're barreling toward, in the next few years, a hard reset of the MCU. Like, it's inevitable.
They've already mentioned it.
They've already mentioned it recently. Like Kevin Feige in an interview recently mentioned that, like, they're gonna reboot the MCU eventually. So as we're heading to that point, I think this is a really fun way to, like, start establishing. Also, think of the future of how maybe we can get, like, a Punisher feature film one day that is like it's on a separate Earth somewhere, You don't have to worry about connecting them, and it can be as hard rated R as they want it to be.
Yeah.
I had to really stop myself from saying hard R.
Yeah, that means something else. That means something else.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that was the only place they really shot themselves in the foot is whatever those last little bit of cuts they made to the movie.
Yeah, I'd be very interested to see if they put out like a
director's cut.
A Shackman cut.
God, release the Shackman cut.
Release the Shackman cut. Because I want to. And there's stuff in the trailers, like that whole welcome to
like the
our
walkthrough.
home. Yeah, like that was the entire teaser. Yeah. What the fuck happened with and if they were just like, oh well, this is just teaser footage, like we filmed this specifically for to be with the teaser, like that was the only intention for it, but it's clearly not the thing. So I'm just very interested to see like what was the plan, like what all did you guys have in mind that got cut to make this under 2 hours, which is crazy. But yeah, I'm really interested to see, maybe one day we can get like the deleted scenes and stuff like that on Disney Plus.
Hopefully. Now I know we mentioned before that the cast, I mean, they really do shine through this entire movie. Pedro Pascal, who plays Reed Richards, is like, oh man, he is the perfect actor to play Reed Richards. And I'm going to tell you why. I know a lot of people were bummed for whatever fucking reason. The internet decided one day, hey, some of us are going to hate Pedro Pascal for being in everything.
I'm not complaining.
So Reed Richards is famously a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
So I think we just had someone who was like, not just, but we had someone who was charismatic, bit of a dick, super smart with Tony Stark for years and years and years and years. Mm-hmm. Someone who constantly tried to do the right thing and it fucked them over. So there's already and I think this was intentional, them keeping that, you know, with Reed Richards being the smartest man alive, essentially, and constantly trying to think of ways to prevent disaster. I think that someone who's that neurotic works with someone like Pedro Pascal because he is inherently such like a kind individual, and he makes this character seem, again, the theme of humanity, more human, right? Yeah. I know you related to that sentiment he spoke in the movie.
Guys, Reed Richards in this film is very OCD coded. Coded, CODED.
Yes.
Not COAT. Well, I don't know.
He's OCD goated, bros.
Like him being like, in my head, I think of the worst possible things that could ever happen, and then I have to try to figure my way out of them before they even happen.
Yeah.
Hello. If you've never had an anxiety disorder, that's exactly what it's like. Yeah. And being so focused on being like the most analytically like correct and efficient emotions out of it, that's so me. And I do struggle with that, and I do seek help for it in therapy, and you should too if you are experiencing that. But like you said, Pedro Pascal's the perfect person to play that character. One, because he famously has anxiety, as everyone likes to clown him about. Whatever, fuck you guys.
Fuck you guys.
But he is just so, like you said, he's such a kind person, and you know he's kind, and he looks kind.
Yeah.
And Reed is supposed to be so overwhelmed every time he sees his family with guilt and grief, that because he blames himself for all of their lives being changed, and some of them being like fucked. So for him to like, he's just the perfect person to be analytical and like so process minded, and so like in a way where it could come off as being a dick.
Right.
But because he also plays that guilt so well, and he's still like kind and loving, it doesn't come off as him being just a giant dick all the time.
There's a scene in the movie, again, spoilers. After the big battle, Sue Storm is lying in the middle of the street, and Reed Richards is trying to revive her, and he's emotional, he's crying, and he's holding her, and like it's a tense scene. Don't get me wrong; they're performing very well, but I'm watching Pedro Pascal, and I'm like, I feel my eyes start to water up because I'm just watching him, and I'm like, I lean over to you after the movie, and I'm like, I don't know what it is about him as an actor that like every time I see him cry, it makes me want to cry.
And he's crying in everything he's
he cries
all the time.
But
yeah, he's good at that.
But I think it's that when you mention it's because he has kind eyes. I'm like, oh my God, I think you're right. Like you feel like pain there when someone who's, especially like not to like be judgmental of people in general, but like if someone's crying over something stupid, like I don't know, take your fucking pick. Like
when kids cry over stupid shit, I'm like, hey, shut up.
Like that's not gonna work on me.
No,
but like when someone's like in deep hurt, like you feel for them, right? Just the perfect actor to play this character. We also see little hints of him doing some very Tony Stark type things, over policing and
he has his
trying to put a armor around the world, right?
Flying up. And it's like, again, even when Tony Stark did it, I'm like, I get it. I get that desire.
But just to go over a couple of other characters here. We talked about this. I loved how they used Johnny Storm in this.
Yes.
It would have been so easy to recycle and rehash what Chris Evans and Michael Chiklis did in the first two Fantastic Four movies, where they were just kind of like fighting all the time and like big brother, little brother sort of thing. And they had them teasing a little bit, but they were very much like best friends. But Johnny in this, yes, they kept that little flirtatious womanizer personality, but that wasn't his defining trait.
Yeah.
They made him like a bit of an overlooked character mind in the group of them.
Mm-hmm.
He like redeems himself in their, like, it was just so cool how they used him.
Yeah, I mean, again, I've never seen any of the Fantastic Four movies, so I was always confused, like, why is he here? Why is this tag-along little brother here? This movie made his inclusion like make a little bit more sense, because he's not just Sue's little brother, and that's why he's part of the Fantastic Four. He also is one of the smartest people that Reed knew, so that's why he was included in this whole thing to begin with. And yeah, like, he's the one that figures out all of Shalabal. He translates Shalabal's home language and then learns it.
Yeah.
Okay. I also enjoyed that he was never shirtless. Thank you. And just a different play on a ladies' man. I remember when he was cast, and every fucking dude was like, he's not even hot enough. And I'm like, first of all, did you miss all the Stranger Things shit? Like, the girlies were going fucking crazy over him when he had that fuck ass wig. And you don't think that he can like pull women? You're crazy. And I think he is very attractive.
He's a good looking dude.
So it was like believable that you didn't need to beat it over like the audience's head over and over again. Like, he's a womanizer. He loves to flirt. We saw him flirt with one person.
Right.
She was silver and metal. And I just like that. Again, it was another thing where it's like, because of who you cast, I can see that this character is charismatic and can be flirty. You don't have to even show me him flirting with anyone.
Right.
I get it, because he's that good of an actor.
Yeah.
And yeah, so because of that, because it wasn't an overt like flirty for flirty's sake kind of character, that's like, that to me seems so early 2000s.
Right.
Like, we're so past that, that I think he fit in my head. It made way more sense why he was around.
Yeah.
Than my idea. I mean, again, and then I didn't see those movies, but my idea of Johnny Storm from those movies.
Right. And Joseph Quinn, maybe it's a little bit of the Eddie Munson I'm thinking of, but also the way they use Johnny in this movie. He's just so easy to root for. Like, I think everyone has felt overlooked and underestimated at points.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's got these incredible abilities to, fly and be on fire and control fire and shit. Like, that's so cool.
He sucked the fire.
But when you're in the room with other
the smartest
incredible
person
people
in the world and your older sister,
it's like, it's easy to feel overlooked. I feel like everyone has maybe felt that way before. So it's just so easy to root for him. And again, I really loved his relationship with Ben in this movie. Ben, I found myself relating to on a level that I wasn't expecting. So I think I'm a little biased towards Ben, the Thing, right now. It's like growing up, not to make this a big sad story or anything, but like I've been teased, about, my appearance and stuff before. So like I got that. But also I've also always been like a very optimistic and like chipper person. And so seeing him like navigate through his old neighborhood and still being like friendly, that scene where he is like talking with the kids and like they want to pick up the car, I looked at you because I was like, if I had those abilities,
that's you.
I would do the same fucking thing.
For sure.
So yeah, and just seeing how he still wants human things, he has a little bit of a love interest in the movie, and he's like, we don't really know where that goes. Although he gets a little rizzed up at the end. He's like,
with his beard.
I came to see you, shorty, and I'm like, oh shit, my dude. So, but yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed. He was just so caring in the movie too. Like, he was always holding the baby. He was reading the baby books. He was consoling Reed over Reed's guilt. Like, he just seemed like a good guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, I like this guy. I like the cut of his jib.
I also like that we got to they didn't put this character because of the real life connections between Delancey Street and Yancey Street. I like that we didn't lose like the Jewishness of the character either, because that would have been so easy for them to just like,
from the black and white cookies to going into the
black and white cookies.
place of worship.
Like, hang on. The Natasha Lyonne, I was like, hang on.
Love that she was there.
Didn't know she was going to
put her in everything. I love her.
She's so great. But yeah, that would have been so easy for them to be like, oh, well, she just teaches at a school and he just went to a bakery and they got together in a recreation center. I like that they kept that. Like, it seemed that that's really important to the comic book, the writers of the comic books, and the character. So I'm glad that they continued that through and didn't. Yeah.
And then apparently the strongest member of this whole fucking group, Sue Storm, Vanessa Kirby, killing it in this movie.
And I mentioned to you, people were not necessarily giving her shit for her cunty face when she was doing the force field, but she was not afraid to look like, I said before ugly. That's not the right word because she's obviously,
she was making
ugly.
faces.
But like her, like the blood vessels in her eyes were popping when she was giving birth, because she's fucking giving birth.
Yeah.
And then at the end when she was single-handedly pushing Galactus towards that portal, like she looked like physically in it, which I assume is very hard to do as an actor because you're not actually pushing anything. So I like that we did get to see those moments of her, like, she's not just looking perfect and beautiful the whole time.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I said it before, like the true heroes of this movie, whether you want to acknowledge it or not, are mothers, women scorned. That I loved that Sue was the strongest, like very clearly the strongest member.
Or she was the one that went and talked to she shows it twice in the movie. She's the one who went and talked to the angry mob in front of the Future Foundation, the Baxter Building, and with baby in hand, and was like, "Hey, listen, I get that y'all are scared. I get y'all are upset.
But look at this face.
I'm not sacrificing my baby for you, but I'm also not sacrificing you for my baby." So like,
and that's like, so again, I only know what I've seen, like social osmosis or whatever from the first ones. I remember the Sue Storm, her like being naked thing.
Yeah.
Like that's my memory of how Sue Storm was treated.
How far we've come.
How far we've come. Sue Storm in this movie was the like politician, the diplomat. She was the one that brokered the deal with Subterranea. She saved everyone's life by being able to evacuate them.
Yeah.
She was the one.
She's truly the glue of the Fantastic Four.
Truly like Reed was crying in a corner because he felt bad, and I get that, and he's like trying to think of X, Y, and Z, and she was like, okay, like I'm pregnant, and now I'm a new mom, and we need to figure this shit out.
Right.
So let's do it. I'll figure it out then.
Yeah.
And she was like, let me just push this bitch, I guess.
Yeah. And then
she fucking died.
And then she shows it again where she's pretty much soloing Galactus in this fucking big battle, which was, I was like, I didn't know she was about that life.
I had no clue, and I'm so glad.
So, and that's the last thing I want to talk about, those two set pieces, because it also highlights those two characters. So we get this, one of the best chase scenes in the MCU and just in recent memory. The scene where they're escaping Galactus's ship after he's like giving her baby, and they're like, fuck you, man. And they have this really crazy scene to get out of the ship, but also with the Silver Surfer, Shia LaBeouf. Remind me the actor who plays Shia LaBeouf?
Ooh.
Julia Garner. Excuse me. So Julia Garner, who does I did it again. Who does an amazing job in this movie. Curse my limited vocabulary. They have this really, really tense scene because what happens right before it is basically Sue's going into labor.
Yeah.
So again, stakes are very high. They want her baby. Her baby is about to be born. She can fucking phase through matter and surf through space, and it's a really cool scene that ends on a really emotional note with the birth of Franklin Richards. And this is another example of that really shows how everyone else needs to be used in the group, how everyone can be useful. Didn't really showcase their powers as much. That's okay. But this is a really great scene for Sue and Reed, because Reed's trying to like console his wife who's giving birth.
Yeah.
But also like,
he's also like, we have to slingshot around a star or whatever.
Right. This was a really, really cool scene. Yeah. I did really, really like this particular moment in the movie.
I also think that the chase scene helps because the Silver Surfer seems like why a surfboard? You know what I mean?
Right.
And now like that through that chase sequence, I was like, okay. Right. That's why it's a surfboard.
Surfboard.
She's surfing the cosmos. Well, yes.
But it also gives us an idea of the fucking scale of Galactus.
That was
holy shit. That was awesome.
So well done.
Yeah.
Everything with Galactus, and I feel like portraying his scale was really well done.
Yeah.
And I do think am I crazy? Does he change sizes?
I think in the comics he has before. I don't think he changed sizes here.
Okay.
He's just a
big bitch.
A big bitch. And I like that they kind of, the movie doesn't explicitly say it, but they basically grind up planets into fucking lava goo smoothies for him to drink up.
Yeah, smoothies. And he doesn't even drink them. He gets it pumped into his back. You know? What the fuck?
I did like the big battle with Galactus at the end. And again, it does showcase their powers and their abilities really well. But it's also like, man, what a bad guy to do it with, because they really can't do much to fuck with him.
Like, yeah, again, Sue at the end was really like the heavy hitter. Because what the fuck? That's why I wish we had gotten a separate earlier scene with them actually able to kick someone's ass.
Right.
Because they can't kick that guy's ass.
Yeah. But it was
still good.
A thrilling scene nonetheless. Again, this whole movie really does take you on a ride. Much like how Crypto was my favorite in Superman. Herbie. Loved Herbie. Loved everything about him.
Herbie was great.
And then, of course, we have our post-credit scene. We are teased with the man, the myth, the legend, Doom,
Yeah.
who is on the horizon.
And we don't know which Doom, because it could be.
There's one Doom.
Well,
there's one Doom.
Is Doctor Doom like a Nexus being where there's like only one of him in everything?
Oh, I don't think so. But I mean, maybe. Fuck, I don't know.
Because I mean,
I guess I don't know.
it could have been a different Doom, a different universe's Doom. It probably. Yeah. I mean, it's probably not. But I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how that whole thing's gonna play. And I will say that you call Doctor Doom being.
Oh, I figured. I wasn't sure how they would show him, and it really was more of a tease. He was there, but we didn't see like Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
That we know of.
And also, like, how did he get there? How did he get in?
So, but we know Avengers Doomsday is next year, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Next December.
Oh god. Doesn't feel like enough time.
Well, so we know that we'll see the Fantastic Four in that film. But yeah, overall, again, I really enjoyed this movie. I do wish, again, I agree. I think just a little more. My only problem with it is I didn't get enough of it.
Yes.
So that's, again, very good problem to have. Yeah. In terms of you're doing something right. I just want more of it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that has been Fantastic Four.
Yeah, it was a good couple of weeks movie-wise. Again, this is like, we haven't been to the movies this frequently in a very long time. And
I just hope that these two companies, now that we have that like healthy competition, like I hope they just make each other better. Yeah. Because then we as fans,
free market economy.
Yeah, we as fans end up winning. So doesn't work for everything in life, but you know what? In this case, when it comes to art, I do think maybe it can help. Anyway, thank you all so much for tuning in. If you're not already, please follow us on all of the various social medias. Check out Ringside wherever you listen to your podcast. Make sure you're following us wherever you listen to your podcast. Subscribe to us on YouTube. You can actually watch this podcast. Or just have it on the fucking background. I don't know. I don't care.
Whatever you want to do.
And if you're not, please go ahead and follow us on specifically TikTok and Twitch. We do our live streams for most PLEs, unless we're like out of town or something.
Yeah, that's
but no,
what
we do our pre-preview show, which is a live stream where we discuss the upcoming WWE PLEs. So I don't know.
Just practicing.
So make sure you're following us there. That way you can talk up and down the card with us. We answer questions, we make predictions, and engage with you guys in the chat. So yeah.
Let us know which one you liked better in the comments. Are you a Fantastic Four whore or a super fan? I came up with that just on the spot.
That's pretty good.
Something
That's very Tony Storm.
What?
Because whenever she comes out, I know we're
the third Storm sibling, Tony.
No, Tony Storm, the wrestler.
I know.
Oh, anyway, she comes out. She'll always say, "This whore you adore."
She's so good. I'm so proud of her.
So when you're, if you're a Fantastic Four whore. Anyway, we're gonna leave y'all with that one. Let us know if you're a Fantastic Four whore or a super fan.
What the hell was that, John? Oh God, John, it's right there. You don't know how to do it. The S?
No.
Guys, I got to teach him. Floop.
All right, we got to get out of here.
Fantastic floop.
Fantastic floop. Fantastic floop. All right.
Okay.
Peace
Bye,
out, y'all.
guys.